Hello guys, and let's have a look at the most interesting urban development news from around the world I've met in recent days. By the way, I make these episodes weekly, so subscribe to the channel not to miss the future content. And before we start, I'd like to thank to all my amazing Patreon supporters. The mayor of Croatian capital Zagreb, Tomislav Tomašević, has signed an agreement with Concepcion to supply 20 low-floor trams for the city operator Z. This order is a continuation of the contract signed in June 2023 worth 37.8 million euros, which covered delivery of the first 20 trams. The new trams will be 20.8 meters long, have 4 double doors and accommodate up to 115 passengers, and will be equipped with ramps for people with disabilities and USB ports. The mayor of Zagreb also emphasized that by the end of the year, Z will announce a tender for the purchase of 40 longer low-floor trams with a total price of about 120 million euros. And this will bring the total investment in rolling stock renewal to 200 million euros, which will significantly improve the quality and reliability of public transport in the Croatian capital. Meanwhile, in Dresden, a 100-meter section of the Karola Bridge, which is one of the 4 bridges crossing the Elbe River in the center of Dresden, unexpectedly collapsed, which is likely to cause serious traffic chaos in the city. Fortunately, it happened at 3 a.m. and no one was on the bridge at the time, so no one was injured, but the traffic of cars and ships now had to be stopped for an indefinite period of time. The bridge was also used by 2 Dresden tram lines, with the last tram crossing the bridge just 18 minutes before the collapse. So now these lines will operate in a shortened mode. There were also heating pipes, so now part of the city is without central heating and hot water. The bridge was first built at this location in 1895, but it was blown up at the end of World War II to delay the approach of the Soviet army. The current bridge was constructed between 1967 and 1971 and was repaired in 2019-2021. The reason for the collapse hasn't yet been identified. In Barcelona, the reconstruction of Sant Esteve Avenue is underway. The project will improve one of the city's most important streets and is one of the main investments of this cadence, with a budget of 4.8 million euros and a planned duration of 20 months. The space for vehicles will be reduced to 1 lane in each direction, with an additional right turn lane at intersections. Left turn lanes will be eliminated except in some cases, and existing parking lots will be modified to improve safety. The main goal is to reduce the number of vehicles passing through the city center, reducing noise and pollution. One of the most important innovations is the creation of a new bicycle lane that will connect the city center with the Granollers center train station, and this will be a unidirectional side bike path separated from car traffic. In terms of public transport, it is planned to create new bus stops and relocate existing ones to prominent locations to improve service and promote the use of public transport. Reconstruction will also increase number of green spaces in the city. Shrubs and about 60 new trees will be planted, which will help to reduce CO2 emissions and increase the number of shaded areas, thus neutralizing the space and improving the quality of urban environment. Also, an automatic irrigation system with regenerated not drinking water will be installed. The mayor of Krakow, Poland, has presented a plan to build the city's first subway line. Currently, public transportation in the city consists of bus lines and a quite extensive tram network. By the end of next year, Krakow should select a contractor to design the first 6-kilometer section, the construction cost of which will be covered by the state budget, EU funds, and the city itself. The estimated cost of this 6-kilometer section is about 700 million euros. City officials say that subway construction should solve the city's transportation problems and meet the needs of the majority of citizens. Next phases of the first metro line are about 20 kilometers long and are estimated to cost about 2.33 billion euros, meaning that the first line in general will be 26 kilometers long and should cost about 3 billion euros. The expected cost of purchasing rolling stock will be about 350 million euros. First of all, it is planned to build a tunnel under the central part of the city. All design work should be completed by the end of 2028. Personally, it is hard for me to say how much Krakow really needs a subway, but judging by the memes in the internet, not everyone likes this idea. So, if Krakow residents watch this video, it will be interesting to hear their opinion in the comments. And now, a new dose of railway news from the Chilean city of Concepcion. The state railway company EFE has started the process of extending 14 railway stations between Concepcion and Coronel. This will allow to serve more passengers at every station, as well as to use double trains which will have 6 cars at once instead of the current 3. The platform at each station will become 80 meters longer. The work will last until May 2026 and a total of about $300 million is planned to be spent to increase the line capacity. It is also planned to buy 10 new 3-car trains and build a new depot, repair shops and new power substation to meet the increased demand for electricity needed to run the longer trains. In addition to this, they also finished drilling the new tunnel through the Chepe Hill in Concepcion, connecting its both ends. This tunnel is the key infrastructure for the construction of a new double-track railway bridge over the Biobío River, which is also an important element in increasing the line's capacity. At the end of 2025, dynamic tests of Turkey's first domestically produced high-speed train are to begin. According to Transport Minister Abdulkadir Uraloglu, the new train will reach speeds up to 225 km per hour and have a total capacity of 584 passengers in 8 cars. It will be manufactured by Turkish Railway Vehicles Industries Incorporated. The design phase is expected to be completed by the last quarter of this year, after which the assembly phase will begin. Uraloglu emphasized Turkey's transformation into a self-sufficient country in railway vehicles production. In the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv, a section of Blue Line tunnel which was closed due to an emergency in December 2023 has been repaired. On September 12, trains with passengers returned to their normal operation. The reason for tunnel closure was its dangerous condition between the Libitska and Teremki station, where its walls began to crack and allow increased amounts of water and sand to pass through. The tunnel was built between 2008 and 2010 in difficult hydrogeological conditions. Repair works lasted for 9 months. The old part of the 27-meter-long tunnel section was demolished and a new tunnel was built. In addition, the old tunnel cladding adjacent to the new section was reinforced, new tracks and tunnel systems were laid, and the total cost of repairs amounted to about 8.5 million euros. The first test run took place on the night of August 30-31. Over the next few days, the train communication, control and security systems were tested among other things, and since September 12, trains are running along the entire line as usual. During peak hours, trains depart on schedule every 3 to 4 minutes, during off-peak hours every 5 to 6 minutes, and on weekends every 6 to 8 minutes. And all stations also serve as bomb shelters around the clock. And finally, a small but pleasant piece of news from Poland. In the village of Kłudzice in Piotrków County, there was a dispute over the old pine tree that was to be cut down during the road reconstruction. However, residents decided to fight for preservation of the tree, which is a natural monument, and this significantly delayed the road works, but in the end they managed to save the tree and build the road. Now the old pine tree welcomes everyone at the village entrance, and in addition, around it has formed an island which makes drivers slow down and makes road traffic safer. So as for me, that's a win-win and a great example to follow for many other road engineers who look at trees just as an obstacles for the road construction. So I really hope that the pine tree will survive this reconstruction well and live for several more hundred years. And this is all the news for this week. So as usual, thanks for watching and see you next time.